always wondered if some of the more vocal Trump supporters in the entertainment industry would later regret being so vocal, and it looks like Stacey Dash falls under that category. Actress Stacey Dash from Clueless, of course, who happened to be a Fox News contributor for a hot minute to be a hardcore Trump supporter, says that she's a changed woman now and has apologized to the American people for some of the offensive comments that she's made while serving as a contributor on Fox News. So in 2015, for instance, she claimed that then President Barack Obama didn't care about terrorism. She also called for the elimination of Black History Month, BET, and the NAACP Image Awards, made transphobic comments during an Entertainment Tonight interview, and defended former President Donald Trump's very fine people remarks in response to the deadly Charlottesville hate rally. Remember, that was the rally where the white supremacists were chanting, "The Jews will not replace us." Now, in an interview with the Daily Mail, she says that she regrets all of that and that she's a changed woman. She says, quote, "I lived my life being angry, which is what I was on Fox News. I was the angry conservative Black woman. And at the time in my life, it was who I was. I realized in 2016 that anger is unsustainable and it will destroy you. I made a lot of mistakes because of that anger." And she did apologize for some of those awful statements that she made when she was going through this phase. She says, "There are things that I'm sorry for, things that I did say. I should not have said them the way I said them. They were very arrogant and prideful and angry. That's who Stacey Dash was, but that's not who Stacey Dash is now." So she said more during this interview, and based on what she was saying, Cenk, it just became very clear to me that she's not really politically aware, right? So, and I say that because, I think we've all noticed that there were certain people who wanted to kind of jump on the Trump train, not because they're deeply political, not because they actually followed what he was doing and actually liked what he was doing, but they saw an opportunity to kind of make a name for themselves by, going out there and supporting him. And so she made that calculation. It clearly didn't work out well for her. And now, and she's clear about this in the interview, by the way, she wants to spark up that acting career again. And she's kind of changing her narrative to say, yeah, I said things that were wrong. I was going through a difficult time in my life and now I'm a changed person. And she also says that January 6th was the turning point for her. And I'll give you her quote on that in just a minute. But what do you think?
Yeah, look, I really don't like being judgmental. And if someone's changed for the better, I love it and I wanna support that. But at the same time, I don't want you guys to be naive. There's a game that's being played, right? So every person that's flipping is saying, it's because of January 6th. Yeah, that was a turning point for me, and that's what the establishment seems really mad about that. So I'll pretend that was the case. If I'm being honest, I don't believe her.
Same.
Yeah, why January 6th? Oh, because there was violence and I didn't sign up for that. No, you signed up for everything. I mean, she was no holds barred. And so she admits that she thinks she's being blacklisted in Hollywood because of her positions and wants a job. So now she's changing her positions. Okay, well then I got to kind of question if you're really changing your positions, right? And I'm gonna give you a killer quote here in a second. But Anna, it mainly reminded me of wrestling. In wrestling, every once in a while, characters will flip. Hulk Hogan will go from being a good guy to being a bad guy. And then he'll go flip and go back to being a good guy. And it's just part of the soap opera, right? So now there's a lot of folks, Stacey Dash is not alone, it's part of a trend, going, oh, was I being a Black conservative when it paid? When Fox News was paying me to say trashy things about other Black people? Oh, well, now I'm not getting paid by Fox News and I'm not getting paid by Hollywood. So I'd like to go out there and tell you that I'm now reformed, wink, and it's because of January 6th, wink. I know a heel when I see one. So yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm a little skeptical to say the least.
It's so funny because I empathize with you because I don't want to be one of those people who provides a disincentive for growth, right? I think that there's an issue with the current climate we're living in where everyone's constantly being judged and destroyed over old tweets. And it again provides a disincentive for people to evolve and change, because if people are always gonna judge you based on the worst actions or the worst things that you've said, then what's the point of growing? No one's ever gonna forgive you, no one's ever gonna believe you. But in this case, the thing that's kind of like holding me back is that you're right, it is a game, right? There is a game being played. And look, Stacey Dash, I think overall at this point, she's harmless, and I don't want people to be vicious to her, of course. But at the same time, I want people like Stacey Dash, and there are many of them, to understand that you're playing with people's lives when you are a talking point machine for hire. You get what I'm saying? Because going on Fox News and helping them with their narratives, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people who watch those shows live every night. And unfortunately, that has an impact on the culture. And there's a very clear reason why they reach out to people like Stacey Dash to say awful, vicious things about the Black community, right? I get that, there's a self-enrichment part of that, but at some point, people need to see beyond their own financial interests and understand that the grift that they're engaging in is incredibly damaging. Just today, I saw a clip of Dave Rubin saying that, the reason why I haven't left California like all my, conservative friends is because I really want to adopt children, and California is one of those states. It's actually pretty liberal in allowing gay couples to adopt children. And I mention that because when it comes to policies that apply to them, that improve their lives, well then they're cool with it, right? But if it's policies that improve other people's lives and maybe doesn't directly benefit them, well then, California's trash and progressives are awful, and stop. It's not just about you. Like, we have to start thinking about our fellow, Americans, fellow, people, just people in general. I don't even want to just say Americans. We have to see the humanity in others and think about how our actions not only have an impact on our own lives, but have an impact on society as a whole. So that's the thing that's kind of holding me back from pardoning her, Yeah,
no pardon here. Look, so Alexia McCammon is the person who's been in a couple of controversies recently. She just became editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue, and then the staff wrote a letter against her based on old tweets from 10 years ago when she was 17. No, you gotta talk to her first and see, did she have a change of heart? Can she show to you that she's had a change of heart and that she's worked towards better goals recently? My guess is with her, she probably can, but I don't know enough about her. But I don't want people to be judgmental of something people said when they were 17 years old, right? But in the case of Stacey Dash, she was a grown ass woman. And she's not shown why she was remorseful about the NAACP comments, etc. She just says she is, but she said nothing that was at all convincing as to why she had a change of mind, right? Or a change of heart. So it's a totally different situation. And look, understand how Fox News uses people. So I've had Fox News on several occasions reach out to me to be a guest, but they mainly wanted to make sure that I would not criticize them in any way, that they would only bring me on to agree with them. So when you see people on Fox News, 9 out of 10 times they have agreed to the rules, and the ground rules are we will only support what you're saying and not criticize you. And that's kind of sad. It's actually quite sad. Not just in Stacey Dash's case, but in other cases. But finally, I promise you that quote, and this is to me was determinative. She says, I'm from the hood, not exactly true. She grew up in Paramus, New Jersey. But anyway, the codes of the street are very conservative. If you're not a hustler, you don't know how to hustle, how to make your money, you're a lamb for the slaughter.
Telling.
And that's a quote she just gave. So she's basically saying, I did it for money before, and I'm doing it for money now. Okay, I hear you, hustler. Okay, but no pardon at all.
And we want to know what you think about this. So we do have a poll. Should Stacey Dash be forgiven? Go to tyt.com/polls to participate. Super straightforward. And I'm really curious what you guys have to say about it.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.